Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to go out and harvest some rhubarb. From there I'm going to show you how I like to preserve my rhubarb, and we're also going to be cooking up a recipe for an easy honey ginger rhubarb jam. Hey everyone, hey, it's Diane from Diane Mom Garden Videos. Let's get started. Right now we're going to go outside and harvest some rhubarb. I'm going to show you how I do it, show you how easy it is. Most of you probably already know, but I'm also going to be tossing in some fun facts along the way that you might be interested in. Let's go out and get started. Alright, you can see the nice rhubarb I have in front of me. It's grown pretty nice, and I wanted to just share with you how I do this. You can pull your rhubarb out. You find the longest stalks in here and the thickest stalks. Pull those out first. Go way down to the bottom and grab them and pull. Just like that. You can see this one here already is seeding. I don't like them to seed, so what I will do is cut them off. I just take and cut them off or pull them off, whatever you want to do. Get rid of them. Actually, they can go in your compost bin. Okay, so let's continue to harvest. Nice, look at that. Now with these, you're going to want to cut the leaves off. You can throw, these leaves are poisonous, they're toxic. So you'll cut them off and you can throw them in your compost bin. They will break down enough that it's not going to hurt anything in your soil, okay? So that'll be a nice, look at those beautiful leaves, they're so pretty. So that is something you will want to do. I like the thinner stalks also. And some of these are really nice and red. I'll continue to harvest and then I'll show you what I get. See, look at this one. This one doesn't look like, I don't want this one. So that's going to go in my compost bin. Look at it. Go all the way down, guys and gals. So easy to pull out. It's really nice. We got a beautiful day here in the Midwest right now. It's going to get in the 70s today, and it's really welcome because we have been kind of chilly here. When we get inside, I'll tell you some of the benefits to rhubarb and how I'm going to be using it. Rhubarb takes a lot of sugar, right? And I'm going to substitute with honey. It's going to be so much better anyway for you. Check out here. Starting to seed out. Pull them off so more will come up, because I noticed there's a lot of smaller ones. There's some like right here that are still coming. There's some smaller ones down in here still coming, so you want to keep them pulled off. That one I don't like again, so we're getting rid of that one. Now there's some here that aren't very tall yet. They're only like maybe a foot. I'm going to let them grow a little bit more. These right here were a little taller. So those will be the ones we'll be using first. And if you see anything in here you don't like, and get rid of it. If it looks like it's got some problems or some issues on it, just get rid of it, pull it out, and discard it in your compost bin. Even the yellow leaves, get rid of them. I got a bunch of little stuff I don't like to see. I'm just going to get rid of it. But rhubarb's so easy to grow, full sun area, and I didn't put any fertilizer on it, but next year I'll probably be put some cow manure on these, because we have cow manure, and that's enough for another video. Here's a bunch of trash that's going in the compost. And here is what we'll take and bring in, and we're going to be putting some away, freezing them, and then the rest we're going to be making a nice rhubarb jam. Alright, the first thing I do, and the first thing I know most of you know how to do already, just line these up and cut the leaves off. Just like so. Just like that. Again, you know you can compost these. Never eat them. Really nice rhubarb. I always told my husband I wasn't going to do much rhubarb because of all the sugar you have to add, right? Well, if you can add honey in place of it, a lot better alternative. A lot better for you, and the raw honey is the best to use. Okay, so these, put these over here. These are going to go back outside. Let's just wash them. So normally you can harvest rhubarb 8 to 10 weeks or no later than July 4th. That's kind of the rule of thumb, okay? So I cut the ends off, and I'm just going to put a few together, which makes it easy when you start cutting. So I like to cut them in about, I would say, a ½ inch. Very easy to do. And the best stalks to harvest are 10 to 15 inches long. Yeah, those shorter ones I had out there, I'm going to let them get a little bit bigger, and then I might harvest them. Got some health benefits to rhubarb, believe it or not. They got vitamin K, vitamin C, and vitamin A. It also has folate, riboflavin, niacin, B vitamins, and pantothenic acid. Good mineral sources include 12 milligrams of magnesium per 100 gram serving, along with iron, potassium, and phosphorus. So boy, it's loaded up with minerals. Rhubarb also has calcium. So a lot of people like to either freeze it, use it fresh, which is the best, or, you know, find some recipes online, and we're going to go through one today that is very simple to do, that you can do easily. It's a small batch recipe that includes honey instead of the refined sugar. So that's exciting to me. So I'm just going to go through and cut all these, and then I'm also going to show you how I put them away. So to freeze them, I just put some, if you got some parchment paper, or all I have is wax paper, so I'm going to use that. Use a cookie sheet, spread them out on the cookie sheet. You don't want them really piled up on each other. Fill that cookie sheet completely up. Freezing is great. This way you can pull them out later for your baking needs. I know there's some new gardeners, so you might not know any of this. So those of you that do, you can probably just skip to the recipe. Okay, I think we got enough for this pan. What you're going to want to do, like I said, spread them out and then put them down in the freezer for a couple hours. Okay, when we get done, and when I put them down in the freezer for a couple hours, then I'll pull them out and I'll show you what I do next. While we're waiting for our rhubarb to freeze downstairs, we're going to go ahead and do this easy small batch honey rhubarb ginger jam. What you're going to need is some containers. I just got some 3 8-ounce mason jar containers. This calls, you can water bath these, or you can just set them in the fridge up to 3 weeks, or you can freeze this jam. Okay. So I'm going to be having the recipe down in the description area so you can check that out. But what you're going to need is, we're going to combine all this together, which will make this really, really simple. 4 cups of rhubarb. Give or take. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, I don't want to get too much in there. Okay, like so. Then 1.5 cups of honey. This is where the good part is. Love honey. If you got raw honey, it's the best. If you just got regular honey, use it. This takes the place of the refined sugar. And I like to use honey in a lot of things. At this time, if you're going to be doing a water bath, you want to prepare your 3 1/2 pints jars and lids for canning, and start your water bath in a canner for a large stock pot with a rack on the bottom. So it's all combined. We're going to bring this to a boil over medium-high heat. Lower heat and simmer until thickened and smooth, stirring often, about 15 minutes. Here we got her on the stove. You can skim any foam if needed, and ladle into 1 hot jar at a time, leaving 1/4 inch headspace, wiping the rims and attaching the lids. This is if you're canning. You're going to be processing in the boiling water bath for 10 minutes. Turn off burner, remove lid, and let jars sit in the canner 5 minutes. Transfer jars to a towel-lined tray and let cool 12 to 24 hours. Check seals, label, and store. But with me, we're going to be using this fresh. Oh, bring this to boil over medium-high heat so you can see it getting liquefied. Look at that. Nice. So this will be something you'll really have to watch, okay? And it's going to take a little bit to cook down that rhubarb, but you want to do it so until this is thickened and smooth, stirring often. All right, it's just starting to boil. I'm going to reduce the heat. It says you can skim that foam off. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll see how it does. Let's just continue to cook it now until it cooks down. It said about 15 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. It's all going to depend on how high your heat is and everything. Look at that. It's already starting. The rhubarb's starting to cook down already. It's probably not going to take very long. So we kind of keep it at a simmering right now. I wanted to show you how fast it's cooking down. Look at that. Yum, huh? Doesn't that look good? Okay, I wanted to show you what it looks like. I let it cool a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It looks really good. I'm just going to let it boil down a little bit more. Simmer down a little bit more. To show you what it looks like. Coming along really nice. Alright, I'm going to call it good. Just going to put them in these jars now. I'm not going to fill them up all the way. I might be freezing one or two. So they didn't quite make the 3 full jars, which is okay. Alright, so that will complete that. In a little bit, we'll be bringing out the frozen rhubarb and I'll show you how I store that. Alright, 2 hours later, it's ready. We'll bring you in close so I can show you why I do it this way. Okay, so just kind of pull it up. They'll all separate. Real simple. The reason I do it this way is once you put them in the bag, they're all separated, right? So you can just pull out a couple cups at a time. So I just got a gallon bag here and I'm just going to be putting in some. Go ahead and put them all in. And if you wanted, you could measure these out and just also just write on the bag how many cups you got. But this is the reason why I do it this way. I don't have to measure it out. I just keep them separated so they're easy to pull out. So when I take these out of the freezer, I can just grab some like this, okay? Very easy, and then seal the bag back up. Now, if I had a sealer, I would seal them with a sealer machine, but I do not. So here is a plenty big bag. I could have done with less, but that's okay. I can maybe add to it. But here's what you can do. Go ahead and get all the air out of it. Seal it up to just one corner. Then you take a straw, place it in the corner, and then suck the air out of it. Okay, just like that. Very easy to do. And then that's it, right? So the reason I do it that way is I can just pull out a little bit at a time, as you can see. I wanted to show you the jelly that's completed. We already had some on toast, and it was really good. It's kind of got a sweet tart taste to it, and you can really taste the ginger in it. So I'm really pleased with it. What you can do with these now, if you didn't do the water bath method, you can just freeze these or just put them in your fridge and use them up to 3 weeks, okay? All right, so this will complete this video. I'm gonna pop these in the freezer right now, put these in the refrigerator, and use them on anything that you use jelly or jams on. It'll work great. So I hope you try this recipe. Let me know if you do, and if you like it, you know, give it a thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.